we have at number 8, though, or Charles has number 8. I'm sorry. Who do you have there, Charles? It's an NFC
Green Bay
team.
Packers, and I'm the lowest here on them.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a good unit. I just want to give these young pups some time to get back off the ground after last year.
To the moon.
To the moon. I'm pumping the brakes by saying I think they'll still be a top 8 offense. And top 8, that's damn good. I know some Packers fans are going to be upset with me. But still, the only thing I'm concerned about here is I think there's got to be some Jordan Love regression. Just the way you caught fire in the back half of last season, I think he could still be excellent this year and also not be like statistically the best quarterback in football over a 17-game stretch. I think if he comes out and he puts up like top 8, top 10 EPA numbers, you're feeling really good about where you are with Jordan Love, especially at this stage in his career. So I'm not straight to the moon. I've got a couple questions about their offensive line. I don't really love the idea of Jordan Morgan playing guard. I kind of liked him more as like a pure left tackle, but maybe I'm off on that assessment, and he rocks. But I have just a couple questions on their offensive line. You still got Elton Jenkins though. Josh Myers is a solid player. But I just want to see him do it again, which is why I can't go all the way to the moon. I'm going to go top 8 Packers offense. And I think these young guys maybe have a couple bumps in the road, but overall still a very good season for them.
Oh, shucks. A top 8 offense with like the youngest offense.
Yeah.
The cheapest offense in the league. Oh, shucks. Matt, we'll slowly accelerate these takes with the Packers. So, Matt, you have them at number 6. I have them higher, so I'll just wait a minute. But you have them at number 6. How are you feeling about the Packers? That kind of young crop of, I'm going to call them just studs, but yeah, we'll just hold off for a second. What do you feel about them right now?
Yeah, they were 6th last year in offensive DVOA, so I've got them like kind of right in the same spot. And I was a little higher on the offensive line before I talked with Brandon Thorne recently about it, and he was maybe more like an average offensive line on this group. But even with an average line, I still think with that skill position talent, with Jordan Love, I'm pretty high on Love. I think he checks all the boxes that I'm looking for in a quarterback that can win in today's NFL. And that skill position group, I mean, the tight ends are good. The running backs are good. The receivers are all good to some degree. I think Romeo Doubs I mentioned the sacrificial X receiver earlier. He's like the perfect guy for that. Even when Jordan Love like drew up his dream offense, he put Romeo Doubs as the backside X receiver running a go route to clear things out for like Devontae Adams. He's great in that role. I like Dontavian Wicks. I think he showed a lot as a rookie. Good route runner, separates against man coverage. Christian Watson, I actually think could be better as a less is more type of player. Like if they take some things off, I think they tried to put too much on him last year to start the year. Do more design things with him. Get him kind of on big crossing routes. I think he's good in that role, but I don't think he's a featured receiver. And Jaden Reed, dude, I love Jaden Reed as a draft prospect.
I love him.
And I think he checked a ton of boxes as a rookie as well. Like, yeah, they used him in these gadgety type ways that I think people will kind of have the Kadarius Toney type vibe of like, oh, he's just a design touches player. No, that guy's a real legit route runner too. So I think they can get more even out of Reed, out of Wicks. And then again, I think Dobbs and Watson are pretty solid players as well.
And we'll just keep the hype train rolling. I have them at number 4, the Packers offense, because the offensive line for me is, I think they're more above average. This coaching staff helps them out a ton, and they have depth. And that's where I always just kind of keep coming back to it, is that they can withstand some blows, which is huge. But yeah, I'm all in on Love. Maybe I'm buying the second half of the year too much, but I think even when they're struggling the first half, he was doing positive things that I was like, okay, maybe it's not happening this year. It did, but maybe it's not happening this year. But this is real. And so I think, regression isn't linear, or progression isn't linear, and getting better isn't always linear. And these are all very young players, first, second year, third year players. They're all on their rookie contracts, man. But I'm saying even if they get 5% improvement out of a bunch of them, wow, this offense, I think, just go to a huge level. I think the run game is very creative. That's better than offensive line because they're very sound. They use motion really well. And I just think Love's a fun gunslinger. He knows what he's doing. Like it's a little bit chaotic. Steven Ruiz messaged us today and said that Jordan Love plays like he's doing commentary for his own play. Like he's like, oh yeah, fade back here. Ooh, sidearm.
Also,
like that's how he plays. Yeah, like trick shot, Kobe. But like that's a love play. So I just really like him. I'm kind of to the moon with this offense. I think they are just set up in a nice spot. I think they do a lot of things well. You guys mentioned the receiver, so had him at my 4 spot, and I had to give him in my top 5. I had Jordan Love as a top 5 quarterback on Mina Kimes' draft show.
That's spicy.
Yeah, I'm buying a lot of stock on these guys because it's sound, it's explosive. They're kind of doing the things I think the smart offenses are doing right now, and I think it's just going to get even better this year. So, So with that, Love, we're going to go into an ad break, and then we're going to come back with my number 8 selection, and we're going to keep rolling from there.